A family in Grand Rapids can no longer recoup thousands of dollars they paid a local construction company after the owner filed for bankruptcy.
It's a situation that people find themselves in each day. So Fox 17 problem solver Marisa Oberly spoke with an expert about your rights if this happens to you. She's in studio tonight with the story, new at 10. Marisa.
Yeah, Janice and Josh, according to the most recent report from the United States Trustee Program, which oversees bankruptcy cases, more than 412,000 individuals and businesses filed for the protection in fiscal year 2021. Now, it's meant to help those who fall behind, but often leaves consumers with few options to get their money back.
Uneven and broken throughout. Andy and Nikki Blaine thought their driveway would look better by now.
Definitely more cautiously hesitant in terms of what we have done going on in the future.
The Grand Rapids couple explains in May 2021, they hired Intrepid Concepts LLC to put in a new one and paid the concrete company just over $4,000, a 50% down payment for the $8,000 project.
So they were essentially just replacing the same footprint we already had of driveway, front walkway and step. We have a walkway that goes along the side of our house to the backyard, and then they were going to change the height of that step back there.
However, a few months later, Andy and Nikki began to lose faith after they say the company pushed back the start date twice and did not reply to many of their emails and phone calls. The couple requested a refund that November and got back $1,775 over the next year. They wanted the rest, but realized that would never happen when Andy and Nikki received a notice this spring that Intrepid Concepts LLC filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
We had kind of budgeted and accounted for that because we were planning to have the driveway done. But then when the driveway didn't happen and we still didn't have the money, it was hard to not think of all those things we could be using that money for.
Wafa Adib Lobo, an adjunct professor at Cooley Law School, describes bankruptcy as a protection offered by the federal government in exchange for the risk people take when they start a company.
In essence, it's really as simple as a business started, business didn't do well or was mismanaged, and now they simply do not have the funds to pay all their creditors. And it's taxing to the judicial system and a waste of time and resources. If we had different creditors running to different state courts trying to sue this one creditor that doesn't have the means to pay them.
If a business files for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, she notes an automatic stay goes into place, which means people can no longer collect money from them. Adib Lobo suggests consumers do their due diligence before they hire a company and never pay large amounts up front. She adds people should document everything too, because if they can prove a business acted fraudulently, a complaint can be filed in bankruptcy court that would prevent the debt's discharge. In Michigan, a state law applies that concept specifically to those in the construction industry.
If consumers look into it and they see, hey, we paid $25,000, for example, and that $25,000 was not used to pay our subcontractors and for our materials. If they can prove that, then they can maybe recover those funds and maybe they can even get the work done.
Adib Lobo hopes better education leaves less pieces for people to pick up.
You know, there is no total foolproof way of protecting yourself against bankruptcy, but I think if you're a consumer and you take all those steps that we mentioned earlier, then I think they would be in a good position.
And according to the bankruptcy filing for Intrepid Concepts LLC, the company owes more than $265,000 to its creditors, many of them individual customers. In an email, an attorney for the owner declined to comment further about that case. Reporting in the studio tonight, Marisa Oberly, Fox 17 News.
Marisa, thank you. Remember, if there's an issue that you need help looking into, you can call the problem solvers at the number right there on your screen, or you can send an email to problemsolvers@fox17online.com.